Very good morning, Sri Lanka. It's the 15th of April 2013. It's a Monday. It's right after the Sinhala and Hindu Alut Arudu. I hope you had a great weekend. It's the time of the year where you get together with your family and eat great food and enjoy the wonderful traditions that this wonderful country has to offer. I had a blast of a time. It's always great food, and I had an abundance of it, an overdose of it, to be very frank and quite honest with you. And this week it means that I have to ensure that I run enough and do enough cardio to lose all the pounds that and calories that I gained during the course of this weekend. But then again, no regrets, because you can't eat the sweets that you eat during New Year at any other time of the year. Having said that, if you are Sri Lankan, if you are in this country, there's one high point, or one of the things that you talk about constantly these days is the heat. Yes, it's not politics, it's nothing to do with anything controversial, but it's the heat, because it's something that you have no control over. It's the weather gods doing their duty and doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's extremely hot these days. I was reading a couple of weather reports. It was around 35 degrees and above a couple of days ago, and it's above 30 degrees most of the time. But if you are a Sri Lankan, I'm going to give you a story where you can find comfort in knowing that you're not in this country. The country is Siberia. The province in Siberia, it's called Yakutsk. It's a mouthful when you try to pronounce it. It's around 5,000 kilometers away from Moscow, right? If you need the proper geographical location for this. Now, the interesting part about Yakutsk in Siberia is the fact that this city sees the world's worst weather conditions compared to anywhere else in the world. When I say worst, I mean the extremist, I mean the harshest of the world's weather. Factually speaking, in the winter, right, in the winter, this city goes up to around 40 degrees Celsius, and I mean minus, right? 40 degrees Celsius, minus 40 degrees Celsius is what they have to live with in Yakutsk, Siberia in the winter. And in the summer, it's a drastic change. It goes above 30. So if you're in Sri Lanka and complaining about it, please keep in mind that there are people in Yakutsk, there are 250,000 people in Yakutsk actually, who have to live in harsher weather conditions, and this is a beautiful country. So that's the silver lining that we're going to talk about, and that's something that you have to keep in mind. Righty, getting down to business. Two individuals, illusionists there, Penn and Teller, were given, awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We have a little bit of a video on that one. So take a look at that, and we'll be back with the update on that one.
The magicians Penn and Teller received the 2,494th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame Friday, after more than 35 years of entertaining fans with a Las Vegas act that have also taken to Broadway, television and on world tours.
Thanks so much. You know, we've gotten an award or two, but being from Philadelphia, as Teller is, and Massachusetts, this a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame goes all across the country and all around the world, and means so much. I can remember listening to the Kinks do "Celluloid Hero," singing about all these songs and crying about hearing that song and all the thoughts of this. So of all the awards, this is the one that seems to mean the most. There's a lot of people that we need to thank.
Fellow magician David Copperfield and longtime friend Terry Parker, a co-creator of the Comedy Central animated series South Park, were also on hand to praise the duo.
Like great film, music, and theater, magic has potential. Magic can be a medium of expression. In my work, I use magic to tell stories, to relay emotion, and to ultimately make people realize that the things you often think are impossible are possible. Penn and Teller do things their own way. They use magic to express their own worldview. They use magic to express themselves, their beliefs, and their disbeliefs. And for that reason, these men are artists.
They use entertainment in a way to get a bigger message out. A message that says, look at the beauty of these tricks, but know that they're tricks. And we started using this a bunch in South Park too, because in a world full of lying douchebags who speak to the dead, and in a world where a channel called History runs shows about aliens and the paranormal, it's pretty easy to get led astray from the truth. So thank gosh for these guys.
Penn and Teller Star is located near that of Harry Houdini's. The duo are set to receive this Magicians of the Year award at the Magic Castle in Hollywood, an honorary organization for elite magicians, on April 6th. Penn Jillette and Taki Teller have performed together since the late 1970s, redefining the genre of magic and creating their own distinct niche in comedy. They had a 10-year run at the Rio All-Suite Las Vegas Hotel and Casino, one of the longest running shows in Las Vegas history. They have also enjoyed successful television series on US cable network Showtime and Discovery Channel.
Alright, the greatest gift in magic is the fact that understanding it's an illusion that was said out loud during one of the speeches that were made in the clip that you saw. Right, Hollywood Walk of Fame 2,494 is the number of individuals who have been inducted in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's 15 blocks in Hollywood Boulevard and stretching to 3 blocks in Vine Street. 10 million people visit this. It's a huge tourist attraction. So if you are into movies, if you are into singing, dancing, actresses and acting, this is one of the places that you need to visit at some point of time in your life. It's one of my bucket list things that I've listed down. I will go to Hollywood Boulevard and make sure that I walk across the Walk of Fame. Having said that, we have a movie trailer lined up for you. It's a must-see movie. It is holidays, which means you have enough and more extra time to spend on a movie. It's called Olympus Has Fallen. Olympus is the code name given by the Secret Service for the White House. Yes, we're talking about all the interesting stuff said by the Secret Service. And the code given to the US President by the Secret Service is Eagle, if I'm not mistaken. So take a look at the trailer. If you have time, make sure that you watch the movie as well. The name of the movie is Olympus Has Fallen.
Mr. President, 5 minutes, sir.
Evening, ma'am.
Merry Christmas, Mike.
Mustang, this is Big Top, bringing out the full package.
Where'd that come from?
Everybody knows you did the right thing on that bridge. Even the president knows. You gotta learn how to get back into the real world.
Mr. President, we're ready for you.
Our guests have arrived.
I'd like to welcome you to the White House, sir.
Sir, there's been an intrusion.
Let's go, move.
Give me the Pentagon on the line now.
Olympus is falling. Olympus is falling.
Mr. Speaker, you are the acting president.
I want to speak for the Russians, the Chinese, the British, and the French, in that order.
If you attempt to retake this building, I will execute your commander-in-chief.
Oh my God.
We have contact from inside the White House.
Identify yourself. 309er.
Jesus, Banning?
The same guy that was removed from the president's detail?
He is ex-Special Forces.
40 commandos breached the gate, 28 are left. Can we trust him?
Olympus Has Fallen is the name of the movie. It's an amazing movie. It's an action-packed movie. So if you do have time, make sure that you grab the movie and watch it. That's the message that we want to send across. From one movie to another, this time around, this movie was directed by a Sri Lankan. It has a vastly Sri Lankan cast. It's an amazing movie. I had the opportunity to watch it a couple of days ago, and we have the co-producer, an actress, and also an audience member of the movie coming in to talk about it. I'm not going to give you any names or details because I like to raise the suspense. So let's talk about the movie, but before that, let's go into a short commercial break. We'll be back.